The home where we keep it real, y'all. Real talk, premium lifestyle. Hit the catch up or get lost, yeah. 91 and up. 91 and up.
All right, well, this is the first episode of Under the Hood podcast. My name is Jin, one of the co-founders of 91 and Up. And over here, we have Alex, my business partner.
Alex Ramon, one of the founders of 91 and Up.
Yeah, man. What's up, man? So this was a long time in the making, Alex. And this is our very first podcast. And I guess we should kind of shout out First Class Exotics for allowing us to use their studio. Luckily, thank you, Ali at First Class Exotics, for sponsoring this podcast from the get-go.
Yeah, huge shout out to Ali. It definitely wouldn't be been possible without him allowing us to use their studio. And if you're looking to rent out a car,
right,
check them out. They got exotic cars from Lamborghini, G-Wagons, Ferraris, and
they're always changing their like rotation of cars, right?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, they actually have pretty pretty big people coming in here. They had Dennis Rodman
Dennis Rodman, yeah.
Dennis
when did he come
Rodman.
in?
A couple of years ago, actually, when he first started.
There was also some other R&B artist or rapper that came in here recently. Who was that? I don't know if that should be on the low, but
yeah, I know.
But you're right. There are some people that come in here.
These days, man, I'm absolutely horrible with
names
and who's who. And I know there was like a UFC fighter that came in here, Tony
Ferguson.
Ferguson. Yeah, he was just here.
Man, Ollie's connected, huh? So if you
yeah.
guys ever need cars, come here. If these guys trust them, then we trust them. We've definitely taken out the cars.
Yeah.
We have friends to take out the cars. So yeah, it's a pretty cool spot right here in Costa Mesa. First Class Exotics.
Yeah. So,
but let's jump right into the podcast. Like, it's called Under the Hood. We finally thought of that name. It took a while.
Right.
It took a minute.
Right.
But can you explain a little bit why we chose Under the Hood and why it's so fitting with this podcast?
Yeah, Under the Hood is absolutely, a little bit more. We get inspiration from our original name, 91 and Up. This is a 91 and Up podcast. And, what's under the hood? Like, what are you about?
Right. Like, you could be driving a basic looking car, for example, but until you pop open that hood,
right,
you don't really know. So I guess in this analogy, the hood is the person,
right,
the passion,
the
subject, whatever it is. Like, that's the hood, and we're gonna try to dive a little bit deeper into what that is.
And a lot of people, lately, Jen, it's crazy. It's like, a lot of people don't know that we've been around since 2017. So I think we should actually kind of like start from there. And it kind of ties into why we even started the podcast, because we've gotten to know so many great people, throughout this journey. And a lot of people are recently getting to know who we are. And, and I think it's really great that we've been able to connect with such great people that are involved in the lifestyle of entrepreneurship, cars, just everything. So, we started in 2017, right?
It was like, it must have been towards the end of 2017.
Right. It was like, so my birthday is in September. It was like around October. And, a little bit about it is, I moved here from Florida, right, as, already. And
here as in Orange County,
County,
right.
Irvine, specifically. And I got here in the summer of 2016. And I think it was like 2 months later, I meet you, and our garages are practically next to each other.
I remember it was one garage in between our garages.
Right.
And then I pull up in my recently purchased WRX, and I was so proud of it and happy about it. And then you're just getting out of your car, and then you're in a silver Subaru WRX as well, and then you're just looking at me the whole time I'm pulling up to the driveway, and then that's how we eventually meet. It's because I knew who, these cars, I'm familiar with the cars my neighbors drive, right? So it was your car that I was like, oh, what is this? I've never seen this WRX here. I've never noticed this. And that's when we kind of first met. Right.
Did you know at that time how, you know, people with Subarus kind of like, when did you notice like people with the same type of cars like Subarus kind of like waved at you? So that was kind of my thing, was like, oh, he drove a Subaru.
I knew.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I mean, you got to remember, I had a motorcycle, and then the motorcycle culture is the same way, where everyone would just like wave at each other when they pass by and kind of respect, like acknowledgement, right? And I knew the Subaru was kind of like that too. So it was like natural. Of course, I would say what's up to you.
Yeah,
especially because you're like a neighbor.
Right.
But yeah. Go on. So you moved here from Florida, right?
Yeah. So I moved here from Florida, you know, Panhandle specifically, and I get here in summer 2016, and you know. I meet you like 2 months later, you know, we kind of figure out who we are, what you do, what I do. At the time I was working as an account executive for the Big Red. I won't say it, but
Okay.
I was working for the Big Red Machine.
Big Red Machine. All right.
And, you know, like you asked me like why I moved here. Right. And it was one of those things where I've always wanted to start a business. I always wanted to, always wanted more than life could offer me. So, yeah, I mean, we kind of like started talking, and, you know, I knew that you were very entrepreneurship, and you were all about that, you know, starting businesses and stuff like that. So kind of like fast forward a couple of months, I have this idea.
I think it was more than a couple of months.
Was it?
Yeah, because we tried other things too, but yeah, like fast forward.
Yeah, so yeah, we tried a couple of things. That's what I meant. It's like we tried a couple of things, those kind of like, you know, in and out. And then, you know, I remember I was like in the garage. It was right next to my garage, and we're hanging out. And I think it was late that night too. But I had this idea, and I was like, man, like I really wanted to start a brand, a community mainly about, you know, I wanted to be like that main brand that everyone could look up to, no matter like the type of vehicle that you had. Whether it was like a Subaru, Lamborghini, or R8.
Let's before you even get there, you were always passionate about cars.
Always.
Like I like cars. You know, I had a WRX because I liked the car. I knew it was all-wheel drive, but like your passion for cars was kind of like on a different level than mine. So like, why don't you go into a little bit, because that's part of the reason why you came up with this idea, because of your experience, you know, in the car community. Right.
Yeah. So like, so yeah, a little bit back. So when I remember buying a Lotus Elise, and I also owned a Lotus Exige, and I've always been part of the car community, you know, had the Subaru WRX. I don't know why I can't talk right now. And you know, one thing I noticed was kind of like, if you had a Subaru, that's like where you belonged, where all the Subarus or all the JDMs. Right. If you had an exotic car, you belonged to all the exotic,
like the clubs, the communities.
Right.
Forums.
Right. So, you know, and at this time, I think I'm like 21, you know, owning these cars. You know, I was making really good money. And, you know, one thing that really annoyed me was that I felt like there was just so much more. Like I felt like there wasn't really someone out there that really brought the community together, and something that everyone could really just look up to and be a part of, no matter what kind of vehicle you had. And I think like, I remember thinking to myself, like, man, like, wouldn't it be really, really cool to like just start something that's global and just people really know, but also a catchy name that people wouldn't forget.
So that's when you came up to me, and you presented this idea.
Right.
You know, this first you came up with, you told me the name 91 and Up, and I was like, finally, Alex, like a name that actually sounds good, that I can kind of get behind and be confident about, right? That was the first thing I noticed. Right. And then secondly, you explained your story about like, damn, you've been involved in these car communities, and you felt like the cliques between different car like owners and different clubs. And then you presented this, like the solution to the whole problem was like, why not just include everybody, not really exclude anybody, and be very cliquey. Right. And the thing that brought everyone together was what? The fuel. 91 and up, right? Yeah. And so that's why it made so much sense. So when you came up to me and presented this idea, I was like, freaking finally, like, I think this is a great idea. And then we kind of decided to target and go all in the Southern California communities first. And that's when we went hard on going to all these small events, right?
Right. Going to these
Like
small,
just cruises. And
Yeah.
didn't we even host a few cruises in
yeah,
the very
we did.
beginning?
Yeah, in the very beginning, a lot of people actually don't know this because you know, a lot of people actually think we've just kind of like started like a year ago, which is interesting, you know, to see that. But no, you know, we've been around for quite some time now.
I mean, just a few years.
Just a
but
few
yeah.
years. But in the very beginning, yes, I remember we hosted some events, some meets. Some of it was overwhelming.
Yeah. But it was cool because like people
Right.
started to like get familiar with the name.
Yeah, you know what's cool? You know what's cool is like, you know, most people when they heard about the name, they instantly got it. Like motorheads instantly got it.
Yeah.
People that were into cars, like 91 and up, like that stands for the fuel.
Right.
And I remember as we grew, people would go into the gas station and tag us when we were filling
That
up
was
on
pretty
91
cool.
or 93 or whatever in their area. And I thought that was really cool. So I kind of we thought, you know, man, we're onto something.
Yeah, I mean, our first idea was to come out with like performance parts.
Right.
We wanted to make like the shift knobs, the steering wheels, and then we actually started sampling like custom samples on racing seats. We did
Right.
get the SFI approved 5-point racing harnesses, which we sold out of.
Right.
Those are cool, but then we kind of like wanted to. Since we were getting a lot of those engagements and stories of people tagging us in the gas stations, we thought like, what else can we like? How else can we present? Like they're already thinking about like customers and followers are already like thinking about the 91 and Up brand name at the gas station. How can we double down on that?
Right. And what really got me was I remember I was at the Woodbury gas station right by our house here in Irvine. And I saw this guy. He looked like maybe at the time like early 20s, like 19 even maybe. And he just recently bought a Focus ST. And I saw the NOS energy drink can in his hand, which was like, okay, like, you know, so I kind of like awkwardly came up to him and I was like, hey man, like if you don't mind me asking, like, why'd you buy this NOS drink? And then he was explaining to me like, yeah, I just saw Fast and the Furious for the first time. And it inspired me, you know, and I was just like, wow. Like even after all this time, it's still inspiring car enthusiasts to go buy a NOS can. And that's kind of when I was like, man, like, you know, I called you up and I was like, dude, 91 Up can be an energy drink.
Yeah.
Like, why not offer the audience something more premium?
Yeah.
Premium, you know, gas for your car.
Right.
And premium fueling beverage for the body.
Right.
So
Like a supplement.
Like a supplement. And it kind of all made sense, right? You know, so, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely been in progress.
Yeah.
You already know it, you know? So.
And then last year, 2021, a really unexpected year, but we did kind of like, our goal was to just, let's go to as many events as possible. Let's set up our booth there, right? Let's get our name out and let's try to get some attention. And that's what we did. How many events did we go to last year?
We did about like 25, to be honest. Or not, well, you know what? Maybe a little bit less, like 20.
And then how many drinks did we give away?
Man, I want to say at least 2,500 to 3,000 drinks.
Yeah, which isn't a lot in the grand scheme of things, but that's a lot of feedback we got in person, because that's like real life, raw feedback we got when people would come and they would say like, oh man, I want another one, or like, can I get 2 more? Or like they would, you know, remember people would be dropping their other cans of drinks too, when we were at that other Fuel Fest? Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we got a lot of validation on the brand, on the name and the drinks, as well as a lot of kind of exposure.
Right. And what people love to see in the automotive community is us coming. I mean, realistically, you go to these car events and there's no one else when it comes to a beverage.
Who else is there?
Probably NOS. Red Bull doesn't even show up because, you know, 91 and Up is about the heart, the core of car enthusiasts, right? Red Bull is, all due respect with Red Bull is a, you know, they're kind of like in the bigger leads. Yeah. And I would say they you know,
do everything.
They do F1, they do UFC, you know,
Yeah, they do all the action sports pretty much.
all the action sports, but everyone kind of forgets about the small guys.
Right, right.
And
Which is where we saw the opportunity. Like, hey, there's only really Nas out there that's making noise, and there's still big players in the game.
right.
You know? And then the branding was perfect because when it came out was like the same time Fast and the Furious came out.
Right.
Like that first one. And, you know, that's the first time I ever saw that Nas button. I didn't know what that was, you know? And then, so that's when we saw the opportunity. And then, you know, now we, you know, are here starting this podcast. So, I mean, what do you, this year, like last year, we kind of, I think we achieved that kind of, our goal or our small milestone of kind of gaining that exposure and hitting up all of these events that we were able to go to. And this year we wanted to start this podcast and really start creating more content, more digital content
We want to
as
get
well.
closer to our crowd too, our audience. A lot of people don't know.
They don't know.
They don't know. They think that, you know, a lot of this is humbling, but a lot of people think we're a huge corporation.
Yeah, but we're not.
We're not. It's just two guys that started out in the garage.
Yeah.
And, you know, had our apparel, trying to work things out.
Yeah.
And, you know, we got to meet a lot of great people along the way. And
Yep.
we want to share their stories about, you know, their experience in the car community.
Yeah, and like just really just diving in deep on who this person is, what started them in their whatever journey, and even like topics that, you know, just behind the scenes of what we're up to, you know, as a company and brand, and how we can engage a little bit more. I mean, we want to be more interactive with our audience, and I think right now, like, this is one of the best channels and mediums to do it for.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have asked us too. Like, we get a lot of requests from, like, you know, different flavors, when we're going to throw, you know, our own personal events again, when we're going to do cruises again. And, you know, that's all going to come together. And, you know, as we grow and we kind of keep up and stuff, you know, I'm hoping that, you know, we'll be able to deliver that and go out more to these car events. And, yeah, so. But I wanted to say something actually about the Subaru. You know, you've had the worst experience. It's like,
Dude, I love the car, but I also hated the car.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I loved it, but I hated it.
people are gonna
I
laugh
tried.
because people that know about Subarus, they know that they break down all the time.
Dude, like, I was so happy to get that car because it was the first year, 2015 Subaru WRX. It was the first year when they redid the whole body.
Right. Yeah.
And I
yeah,
really
yeah.
liked it. I don't know what it is. My first car was one of my first car was a Scion XB when they first redid the body, and that's when I got it.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened with the Subaru WRX.
Yeah. What made you get the WRX?
I wanted something fast. I
At
like
that
the
time.
dude. It still is a fast car. What are you comparing it to?
I mean,
A Tesla Plaid?
Yeah, right.
Of course, I prefer that or
yeah.
something. But I mean, it's still a fast car. But yeah, I got that car 2015, new body, but I did run into so many issues from the beginning, from the first like couple of months, and I babied that thing. Like I didn't miss any oil change appointments. Like, I washed that car all the time. I parked far away. I babied that thing. But yet I had to look up the lemon law like few times to see if my car was eligible to get like a refund, because that's how many times I had to take it back to the dealership.
Yeah. The clutch.
That clutch, like, I swear I'm a good driver,
Yeah.
but that clutch, I had to at least the bearing or something, the fork, or I had to replace like 3 times.
This is what I always, you know, at the time, what I've learned about owning these cars is, depending on your agenda, of course, but I've always recommended getting like an STI version. And that's
More reliable.
Well, not necessarily, maybe a little bit more reliable, just because, you know, it's a bigger engine. Well, actually, no, I take that back. The internals are just different.
It's a completely different. What?
Well, so you have the upgraded transmission. That's like the number one thing. You have the upgraded brakes, you know, Brembos. You get a different differential. So for $10,000, I think you get all these things, right? And for these cars, that's like one of the greatest things you can do if you decide to mod it. But the funny part is that, You didn't even do any of that. You kept you kept it completely stock
for 6 years, man.
for 6 years, and man, like
I did nothing, not even stage 2.
man,
All I did was tints.
I remember you calling me all the time, like, man, I'm in the middle of the freeway. The car left me again.
Dude, it was so. I mean, RIP to that car. I sold it, but I mean, it had to go. It was a fun car while it lasted.
You're a
but it
Beamer
had
guy now.
It's all right. It's cool. Like, it's more comfortable. I was driving manual all my life, you know, since I was 15. And I finally get an automatic because I'm just like tired of, you know, there's a lot of traffic in California, especially here in Southern California.
Right. I mean, I love manual cars, but obviously when there's a lot of traffic, it's like the worst experience.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, so it's and people ask us all the time too, like, what are you guys gonna do when, you know, everyone's all electric? I'm like, guys, fuel will always exist. This is how I see the vision. This is how I see the future. I think more and more and more are going to get electric. However, I think, you know, the truth is car enthusiasts will always keep that.
For as long as it's legal, yeah.
Right. And probably just take it to the track.
Maybe.
You know, I think it's going to come to the point where, you know, the tracks are going to be the car meets.
Yeah.
And people
it's the only place, maybe.
Right. And people are just going to tow their car there and just hang out. And, you know, like,
because the future is going to be, we're getting there. The future is going to be all electric on the roads, majority, 95% plus, most likely, and it's going to be all automatic, like autopilot. That's the future. I don't know how many years, maybe a decade, maybe 2, maybe 50 years, you know?
Yeah.
But then everything's going to be automated, and then like, maybe you're right, the only place you can drive cars, like real fuel.
Yeah. I mean,
cars is on the track.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think people are probably, I mean, there's just nothing like sound of like a gasoline car. I mean, like electric cars are beautiful and they're fast.
And the feeling too, right?
Yeah, and the feeling, and that's kind of what separates too, like with newer cars, even like newer, let's just say, like you know, newer BMWs versus like older ones like E36, E46, E30s. I mean, there's a reason why those cars are still very, very high demand. I mean, the E46, man, those cars are, you know, they're like 15, 10, 12, you know, years old. They're old. and people still want high dollar for them.
Yeah.
People want like,
feel like retain the value.
yeah.
If not,
I've seen them as high as like $90,000, depending on the mileage and the condition and stuff like that. I mean, I've seen E30s go for $70,000, depending on the mileage and depending on the condition of the car. And there's a reason for that, and it's because the experience, right? You know. So, but you know, in a perfect world, I'll probably daily an electric car. Because
that's the most efficient.
Most efficient. Gas prices are going up, so
gosh,
you know what? Should we raise up the cans
at this at the time of this March 6th? Yeah, I think it's like $5.40 a gallon here. Like at this point, I'm not even paying attention because anything over $5 to me is just ridiculous. Whether it's $5.10, $5.40 to me, I'm like now I'm just like, dude, it's just ridiculous either way.
And unfortunately, when the gas prices go up, food goes up. When food goes up, real estate goes up.
And when real estate goes up, our chances of buying houses here go down.
Exactly. Unless we become multimillionaires like tomorrow, because you know, everything is just, everything's going up, man. I mean, you know, so, but hey, look, I have the solution, Jen.
What is it?
Metaverse.
What, the 91andUP metaverse?
We just buy the real estate in the metaverse, so we won't own anything outside in the real life.
No, that is the real life. What are you talking about?
I mean, that's virtual.
Why are you laughing?
That's virtual, man.
Did you not see Ready Player One?
No, I haven't actually.
You have not?
No, I'll probably watch it tonight.
Bro, you're like a gamer nerd. You really haven't watched it?
No, I haven't watched it.
It's one of the greatest films. I say that I love sci-fi, but that right there is real. It's entertaining, it's fun, but it's like real life. Like you can totally see that happening in 50 years or 100 years. Seriously, just watch it. It's like a fun Black Mirror movie.
Right. So let me ask you this:
Yeah. Also watch Free Guy. That's also hella funny.
who would you be at the metaverse?
What do you mean? Who would I be?
I mean, if you can be anyone,
I don't know. Like
you-
avatar wise, I don't know.
right? I mean,
I'd probably just be myself.
yeah. Do you think most people would want to be themselves?
Nah, I'd probably be some like. It depends, right? Like, are we talking like animals or creatures, or are we talking human beings with different styles?
So, like, let's just say 10, 20 years from now, you're 50 years old.
Uh huh.
Would you like? I mean, actually, no. That sounds bad. Being 50, trying to see if you can just be younger.
Well, that's what it will be like. I mean, you know, every year the average lifespan is going up
True.
with the technology. So I think when in like 20, 30, 40 years, I bet you like the average lifespan will go up even more because of technology.
I read an article that Jeff Bezos was actually trying to live forever.
I saw that
you read
headline.
that too?
I didn't read it. I saw that headline.
Yeah. So that was just. I mean,
If you have money, you probably will get first in line to these new things. It's just like all of the what's that Altered Carbon? Have you seen that show?
no.
Yeah, it's like all these different shows and movies that depict like the rich get better health care or better technology or better body.
Would you want to live forever though?
Maybe not forever. I'll be down for like 300 years though.
300 years?
Maybe 4.
Only if you can stay youthful looking.
I'm not trying to be an elderly for
right.
400 years.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know?
If I could stay in either around a 30 year, for 400 years, I'd be down.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Invincible.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Probably not forever though.
Dude, have you watched the new Batman?
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Okay, don't say anything. We're ending that conversation there.
This is what I'll have to say about it.
Don't say anything, Alex.
No. This is just what I'll say something about it. I won't spoil it. I promise.
Why do you have to say something?
I promise.
Okay.
Dude, it's probably one of the best Batman movies I've ever watched.
Okay, see,
That's
now,
it.
look, Alex,
That's
but
it.
you've already, by saying that, you've set expectations that I stayed away from all trailers for however long it's been marketing for, and then you just throwed it on me. Now I have these great expectations for it. It better be good.
It is. It's actually
You
really
know who I'm
good.
going to watch it with, though?
Who?
Hall. He loves DC. Shout out to Hall, my old roommate. Love that guy. He still hits me up. He's like, hey, did you watch the new Batman yet? I said, nope.
I'll go watch it again.
I'll let you know.
Yeah. It's a good movie, man.
Yeah.
Batman's actually one of my favorite superheroes.
Well, The Dark Knight was one of the greatest. I love that one. But this is with Ben Affleck, right?
No, bro.
Oh, it's not?
This is Robert Pattinson.
Oh, it is? Oh, see? I didn't watch any trailers. None of that.
Dude, it's been on like everywhere.
I've been
talking
avoiding
about-
it. Movies I look forward to watch, I avoid everything. That's the best way to go into them.
I mean, but Robert Pattinson's been announced like for years. Like
I knew he was going to play. I
he's
kind of
gonna play.
forgot.
I think he's perfect. Honestly,
Ooh, I'm
I-
excited now because I
Dude.
wasn't a fan of Ben Affleck, to be honest, dude.
He's like the perfect. I think he's like the perfect, Bruce Wayne, and he just plays the part really, really well.
I think we should have like a Batmobile 91 and up car.
100%.
Eventually.
100%.
Like a Dark Knight type of car.
I wanted an SVJ, but Lamborghini SVJ, and unfortunately, those they don't make them anymore. They're done.
With the SVJ?
The SVJs, man.
Well, the Dark Knight car is like a tank, not a Lambo.
Man, when I think of Batmobile, I think of Lambo.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
All
Looks like
dark,
it's gonna take
wide,
off.
twin turbo,
Yeah.
wide body.
Yeah.
I mean, something just like ridiculous looking.
That sounds amazing.
So
You know who has them?
who?
First Class Exotics located in Costa Mesa. They got it.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, dude, like, I think the future is very, very bright, and I think that as we, grow and we'll be able to connect and do more flavors. A lot of people have asked us about
Yeah, I mean, we could go into that more on another episode because we can go a whole episode on
Right.
like what we got planned for 91 and up.
true.
But yeah, let's talk about a little bit what we're up to on the drinks and where we're at.
Yeah, definitely.
About like the new samples and stuff like that.
Yeah, so a lot of people that have we gone to these shows, as Jen was as you were saying, and we've received the feedback, and we want to make them better. And we're going to start from ground up again. And we're going to start with improving our flavoring, improving our carbonation, our canning. You're going to see a whole new 91 and Up. I mean, it's.
You're gonna taste the whole new 91 and Up.
You're gonna taste the whole new 91 and Up. You're gonna want to just go into that gas station, and you're gonna look back at your car while that thing is filling up on $10 per gallon. $10 and you're gonna go into the gas station, and you're gonna be like, you know what? You're not gonna feel so bad for spending $3 for a can.
Yeah, we're not gonna. Don't worry, we won't do that. We won't go up with inflation.
So you know,
but yeah, there's a lot of ideas we have for 91 and Up in terms of the beverage line. It's not just going to be energy drinks. Obviously, we're starting with that, but you know, there's some cool things coming up. And this year, we're going to focus a lot on these podcasts. So we definitely, if we have to continue to pump them out. So you can definitely, I don't know, find us on all the different channels. We're going to set up a website and everything for that. We did record a couple episodes before this. Technically the first episode, so the timeline and stuff might be kind of different only for the first few episodes. But in addition to bringing on guests, Alex, we do plan on having, you know, conversations like this where we can kind of give a little bit of behind the scenes of what we're up to as a company. And maybe, you know, we're even thinking about starting our own like Discord community so we can start interacting a little bit more with our followers, and even, you know,
and even answering questions about starting an entrepreneurship journey.
You know what?
Struggles.
Maybe what we can do is have like a Discord channel for these things, and then like maybe every episode where, you know, it's just us two, we can go over some of the questions people may have. You know, we did have brand ambassador programs in the past. We do want to obviously start that up again and go even harder. We're currently working on just solidifying a team so we can push 91 and Up out even more and getting them into different channels. But again, one of the major ways we see that happening is, you know, pushing out, just engaging with our audience and followers and kind of building out that brand presence. So yeah, we're going to be making a lot more of these. And I think, once we have more, you know, discussions with different Discord communities, you know, once we start getting those communities and channels up and running, I think that's when we can really start learning about our followers as well, not just, you know, it being a one-way street. Because I'm curious about what, you know, our followers from day one have to say, or what questions they have. I mean, there are some out there,
right,
from the very first brand ambassador,
the very beginning, for the very, 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 very,
and we haven't forgot about them.
Nope.
I still have that list, you know.
No. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, you know, it's very humbling. You know, we've had a lot of people that have followed us from the very beginning, and that still yet come to me to this day and tell me, man, I remember, you know, when I first met you guys.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy, kind of like, remember that time? We got to tell the story about this one, because this one is probably the most funniest story. But when we were at AutoCon, and this was our very first event.
Yep, in LA, 2018.
2018, and
AutoCon 2018.
right?
Yep.
And the amount of people that just kind of like came to us and just really enjoyed 91 and Up. And you know, we hope to really just do more of those. I mean, I constantly get messages. You know, people want us to see us in different states. People want to see us in different places. You know, people want us to be in everything, right? They want us to be involved in the car community, charity events. You know, and you know, if you're listening to this right now, because you know, we do get asked a lot of from a lot of people to attend their events, and because, you know, we're still a small team, you know, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult, but we're hoping that we can grow this bigger than what it is now, and truly be involved in all the car community and car shows, and do whatever we can, you know, have our you know, our team go out to small events, and maybe just, you know, roll in with you know, a Jeep, a 91 and Up Jeep, and just hand out drinks. Yeah,
I mean, we'd love to go, like you said, go out to these different states and even have some of these guys, some of our followers, come out and like rep the booth with us. Like, wouldn't that be cool? I think that's definitely going to be a plan this year. If we could go out to maybe a few different, big events in different states. We got to see where most of our followers are at, though.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's cool. A lot. It's we're very, very thankful to be asked to attend these events and be part of everything.
Yeah.
So, but let's see here. I will say this. What I've realized too is being involved in our Instagram more and showing, more like lifestyle videos. I think that's definitely helped us a lot. And having people, become more involved. Because let's be honest, right? Like, you can only do so much with a drink.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we can do, but at the end of the day, it's a community. And
the brand is like a lifestyle, right?
Yeah, the brand is the lifestyle. The brand is the community. It's without our audience and without our, supporters, we would be nothing. So, I mean, and we hope that we can really, truly bring that brand across the country so you can be a part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you are a part of it. If you take 91 and up.
Yeah.
I mean, with gas prices, I mean, whew.
I know. I might just have to go down for a little bit, for like a month. My goodness.
I know, man. It's wild, dude. I mean, I haven't put in gas like, I think I spent like $100 within like 3 days, 2 days.
Yeah, you driving a lot, huh?
Because I drive a lot, and I mean, I'm kind of missing Florida, but even Florida, dude. Even Florida, the gas prices are.
I think it's everywhere right now. I know Canada
everywhere.
is pretty bad too.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, due to life circumstances happening in today's world, gases are going up. But.
All right. Well, I don't know. Is there anything else you want to cover in this first episode? I know we're probably going to do more soon after. We can talk about a little bit more about the brand, what we have in line for, of the drinks.
I do want to say something. Honestly, we can't thank our audience and people enough about supporting our brand. And I know this is just the first episode, and this is probably for a lot of people the first time ever seeing our face.
Maybe, yeah.
And
I know for sure mine.
For sure yours, 100%, right? And but we're just so thankful. We have true supporters like someone like Javi, that's all the way in Switzerland.
I wanted to shout him out too.
I know.
So I'm glad you brought him up.
So he, he's been our supporter since the day one, since he's met us, and
we're gonna go visit Switzerland.
Yeah, man. He
Speed Wolves.
He definitely is a huge supporter, a huge.
So if you're in Switzerland, check out Speed Wolves. He's carrying our merchandise right now.
Right.
He always has. He's always been a supporter, and we're trying to get drinks out there for him as well.
Right.
But yeah, Speed Wolves in Switzerland. I'm not sure exactly
where. Exactly. Yeah.
But,
I mean, but we're just so thankful.
Yeah.
We're just super, super thankful. For the people that follow us and for the people that believe in us. This has been a long...
Ali with this place.
Shout out to our team. Shout out to Michael. Shout out to, Alex. Besides me, helping us and being here when, we
Vic,
need
the
it.
crazy guy.
Vic,
where is he at right now?
Right.
In his garage working on cars.
Right. Somewhere in his house. And just everyone that's just really, just believe in the brand.
Yeah.
This is just the beginning. I think we finally just really, made some presence.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm excited. I'm really excited about this podcast. Talk about just entrepreneurship, branding, cars, answering people's questions. We definitely get a lot of questions. I mean, I know people ask me all the time, like, how do you start a beverage company?
Yeah.
How do you,
we're still learning that.
We're still learning,
day.
Right? Every day.
How.
or how did you come up with the name? How'd you come out with the logo? How'd you, and I tell people all the time, you have to find those people that believe in you.
Yeah.
Right. I found you that believed in us.
Yeah.
Michael,
Unless you believe in yourself enough to like keep going, you know, but definitely having a partner and team is always helpful.
100%. 100%. And so if you're trying to start your own brand, I would say really just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Never give up.
Cliche, but true.
It's true, man. It's true, man. I mean, we're still pushing through.
Yeah.
We're still pushing through. We're still doing everything we can. I mean, we haven't given up. So, you know, one step at a time.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, shout out to everyone. Thank you for watching this episode. I promise it's going to get better. It's going to get funnier. We're going to have some awesome people in the show. And yeah, until next time.
Yep. Thanks again. Thanks, First Class. And yeah, I guess that's a wrap for the first episode. Congrats, Alex. Cheers.
Cheers.
No, come on, pick up your glass. Cheers. Cheers. Oh, yeah. There you go.
It's 91 and up. It's 91 and up. It's 91 and up. It's our moment, so stand up. Hey, the home where we keep it real, y'all. Real talk, premium lifestyle. Either catch up or get lost.
You know what it is, we going right into the freestyle shit. Put that mist on, yeah, we wanna get so lit. Give me that drink, give me that 91 up and energy. You know what I want, some of that Hennessy. Give me that drink, we going underground techno. People taking off their clothes, somehow I'm just like, yo, I'm trying to get in there. What do I gotta wear?
91 and up.
91 and up and nothing bare.
91 and up.
Birthday suit, give me that fruit, give me that
91 and up.
juice.
91 or nothing.
Nah.